Welcome, age of vintage society. Lynda's 5'6" made for a stunning Wonder Woman, and crowned with her own natural black hair and her Irish blue eyes, she wore the comic book costume to perfection. Fans loved the star-spangled short shorts, her golden breastplate, headband, and bracelets. In boots she was almost 6 feet and strode around on the set and screen every inch the Amazon woman the script required. How Lynda Carter wanted to save the world. Make sure to watch the video until the end and leave your thoughts in the comments. If you are new here, join our wonderful community by subscribing to the Age of Vintage channel. A dark-haired, blue-eyed baby girl called Lynda Jean Cordoba Carter was born on July 24, 1951, to Mexican and Irish parents Colby and Juanita Carter, who each gave her the best of their exotic genes. She grew up in Phoenix, Arizona, and her parents divorced when she was 10 years old. Her mother was forced to work at the Motorola company to support Lynda and her brother Vincent and her sister Pamela. During grade school, Lynda was exceptionally tall and was often called Olive Oil, a reference to Popeye's lanky girlfriend. She also changed the spelling of her name, and even so was rejected for cheerleading at Arcadia High School, as she towered over her 5'3" blonde-haired friends, who were also tried out, all being more successful than herself. However, Lynda was athletic and played volleyball and loved swimming. Her love of sports would help her later on, as she would need to stay fit later on in her career. She also loved music, and at the age of 15 she was singing professionally at a pizza parlor in Tempe for the princely sum of $25 per week. Lynda was a good-looking gal who only got better as she got older. By the time she arrived at Arizona State University, she was more than just a pretty face. She not only had a great singing voice, she knew she loved performing for an audience. She was voted the most talented student on campus and decided to pursue a career in music. She dropped out, though, in 1971. By the age of 25, Lynda was making $400 a week singing in Reno and Las Vegas lounges. She also toured for a year or so with various bands, but found it a very tiring lifestyle, even for one so young. She returned to Phoenix and spent time trying to decide what direction her future would take. It was the summer of 1972 that changed the direction of her life forever. At the urging of some friends, Lynda entered the local beauty pageant and won it. As Miss Arizona, she went on to Miss World USA competition, which she also won. This led her to compete in the Miss World pageant, which she did well in, finishing in the top 15, but didn't take out the crown. It wasn't a huge deal. Lynda wasn't so keen on a life of a beauty queen, but it did show her the way forward with an acting career. Lynda immediately enrolled in acting classes, and this was the beginning of her real career. Her first acting appearance was in an episode for the 1974 police drama called Nakia. Lynda then started getting small roles in hit shows like Starsky and Hutch, Matt Helm, and Cos, created by Bill Cosby. In 1975 she made her first movie, Bobby Joe and the Outlaw. It was pretty forgettable, but gave her valuable experience. About this time, Lynda's break came when she was urged to audition for the lead role of Sharon Fields in The Fan Club. Although the producer Larry Gordon liked Lynda, he didn't think she was right for the role. He did, however, call his friend Douglas Creamer of Warner Brothers, who was in the midst of casting a pilot for the new original Wonder Woman, as he thought Lynda would be perfect for the part. Wonder Woman was a fictional character created by American psychologist and writer William Moulton and artist Harry G. Peter in 1941 for DC Comics. Moulton decided that girls needed a superhero. Boys already had Superman, Batman, and Captain Marvel. The comic premise was that Wonder Woman and other Amazon women had fled ancient Greece around 200 BC to the uncharted island of Paradise. When a pilot crashes on the shores of their island and tells of the great war that is happening, Diana leaves to fight alongside man in the battle to end all wars. In 1975 she did indeed land the breakthrough role of Diana Prince, Wonder Woman, in the pilot series. There had been a previous attempt at creating Wonder Woman before, but it bore very little resemblance to the classic comic book heroine, and Kathy Lee Crosby, who was cast in the lead role, didn't even have superpowers. At the age of 25, Lynda played the comic book character to the hilt by spinning in circles, using her lasso of truth, and deflecting bullets with her bracelets. Her costume was as faithful to the comic book illustrations as was possible for a human to wear it, and was set in the 1940s during World War II, just like the comic strip was. In 1977, Lynda married her talent agent Ron Samuels, who managed her career as Wonder Woman as well as Jacqueline Smith of Charlie's Angels fame, and ironically that of Lindsay Wagner, the Bionic Woman, ABC's other heroic female character. Wonder Woman ran on ABC from 1975 to 77, and then moved to rival station CBS, and ran from 77 to 79. Lynda was voted the most beautiful woman in the world by the International Academy of Beauty and the British Press Organisation in 1978, and she became the spokesperson for Maybelline Cosmetics and starred in Pepsi commercials. Her stars were not only on her pants but also at its zenith. Whilst Lynda's acting wasn't the calibre of, say, Helen Mirren or Emma Thompson, her earnest portrayal of her character endeared her to critics and fans alike. She took her role as an Amazon woman with superpowers seriously, but not too seriously, and it became a respectable role for a generation of children that tuned into watching the show every week. During her first season, she was paid $3,500 per episode, but by the final season she was receiving $1 million an episode, a record amount for a woman in a TV series at the time. Her husband was involved in every part of her career and organised sponsorships and photo shoots, boosting her income even further. Even though Wonder Woman changed to a more modern format in the New Adventures of Wonder Woman under CBS, and the ratings remained high, CBS let the series go in 1979. These 4 years of her career were her biggest break, but her most difficult burden. With a comic book role behind her, finding work as a serious actress eluded Lynda, and she struggled for public and critical acceptance as a talented actress, singer and dancer, all of which she was very talented. Lynda was anxious to shed her comic book character image, and in 1979 she poured $200,000 of her own money into a Las Vegas show staged at Caesar's Palace, which showcased her singing and dancing. The show was a popular and financial success and ran for several years. CBS continued to cash in on her character with musical variety shows in the 80s, including Lynda Carter Encore, Lynda Carter's Special, Lynda Carter's Celebration, and Lynda Carter Street Lights. Her last special, Lynda Carter Body and Soul, received an Emmy nomination. Lynda starred in her first made-for-television movie called The Last Song in 1980 for CBS, and then Born to be Sold with NBC in 1981. Her marriage to Ron Samuels came to an end in 1982, and she filed for divorce. In 1983 she decided to stretch her acting by auditioning and getting the role of Rita Hayworth in The Love Goddess. Her reasoning was that they both had Hispanic backgrounds, both sang and danced, and both married their managers. She felt she could really relate to Rita and could bring a lot to the role, and she really wanted the challenge of a serious acting role. About this time her sister helped her fill the spiritual void left by her divorce with a renewed zest for her Catholic religion, the one they were both raised with their Mexican-Irish parents. She then met attorney Robert A. Altman at a party hosted by Maybelline in 1982, where she was the face of the cosmetics company and he was the attorney for the parent company. She was going through the divorce from her first husband, and they had an instant connection at a time when she was not expecting to meet anyone, let alone experience the chemistry between them. After marrying Altman in 1984, Lynda starred in her second television series, Partners in Crime, alongside Laurie Anderson as the ex-wives of a deceased private detective who left them a house in San Francisco and the agency. With only their wits, charm and designer wardrobe to catch the bad guys each week, the show was quickly cancelled, but Lynda remained quite busy despite this setback. Lynda continued to appear in television movies like Still Watch, Mike Hammer, Murder Takes All, Daniel Steele's Daddy, and Posing, inspired by 3 real stories. Lynda and her husband Altman, who had become the president of the First American Bank, built a 20,000 square foot home in Potomac, Maryland, and entertained the well-known financiers that her husband associated with. Their fairy tale life came to an abrupt halt when unscrupulous business practices were alleged between Altman and a Pakistani banker, the founder of the scandal-ridden Bank of Credit and Commerce International. Lynda was furious with the allegations and strongly defended Altman in the press when he was indicted for bank fraud in his dealings with BCCI. It took a year and $10 million in legal fees to clear Altman of any wrongdoings. Around 1998, Lynda entered a rehab clinic for alcoholism, and once she resurfaced, she has remained sober ever since. She credits her husband's intervention for her ultimate acceptance of her powerlessness over her addiction. After 18 years of recovery, I live every day with immense gratitude. I am forever thankful for my family and friends who stood by me and encouraged me, and for those who helped me heal, she stated in a 2016 interview. A press statement by her publicist reads, "Lynda continues to guest speak at various health and well-being events. Her recovery story and its message of hope is directed to every member of the family. It is a strong reminder that family support can make a huge difference to a recovering addict or alcoholic." Lynda had a lot of trouble separating from her role as Wonder Woman. It is the iconic role that everyone wants to remember her in, and whilst she is a talented singer and dancer, neither of these pursuits took off in the way that her role as the Amazon princess did for her. The 1990s were fairly good for her, however, with a string of television shows and guest appearances, but her career never took off again quite the way it had in the 70s. Lynda has chosen to use her fame to support causes that she cares about, from becoming the advocate and spokesperson for irritable bowel syndrome, as her mother had suffered from it for over 30 years, to being the Grand Marshal at various gay pride events. She is a supporter of abortion rights, breast cancer awareness, AIDS, and LBGT equality. Lynda has a number of honours to her name, such as the 2632nd star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. She also has the 269th Golden Palm Star on the Palm Springs Walk of Stars path in California. DC Comics named Lynda as one of the 50 who made DC great in the company's 50th anniversary publication for her work in Wonder Woman. They also created a 13-inch statue of Wonder Woman in a limited 5,000 pieces batch. To celebrate DC Comics' 75th anniversary of the iconic superhero, a 5.5-inch bust of Lynda as her iconic character was also released. Most of Lynda's work in the new millennium has been in movie roles where she has been the supporting actor rather than the star. She had parts in movies like The Dukes of Hazzard, Super Troopers, The Creature of the Sunny Side Up, Trailer Park, and Sky High, where she played a principal of a school for superheroes and had a line that said, "I can't do anything more to help you. I'm not Wonder Woman, you know," poking fun at her most well-known role. Lynda has expanded her work into voiceovers for video games companies that her husband was the attorney for. She performs voices for Nord and Orsimer in the Elder Scrolls games. More recently, she has been involved in theatre and played Mama Morton in the West End production of Chicago and performed the song When You're Good to Mama, which was released on the Chicago 10th Anniversary CD box set. Her husband, Robert Altman, died at the age of 73 in 2021 in Baltimore Hospital after a battle with myelofibrosis, a rare form of cancer, an event that Lynda is struggling to come to terms with after 37 happy years of marriage. She continues with her philanthropist work and has started to heal her grief by turning back to her first talent of singing and songwriting. Her song Human and Divine is written for and about her late husband and their life together. Her daughter, Jessica Carter Altman, is also a singer-songwriter, and her son James is now an attorney like his father. Although Wonder Woman made Lynda a star in the 70s, she didn't want to be put in a box like all the dolls that have been made of her character in the last 80 years, and she doesn't want to be now, at this time of her life in her 70s. I used to want to save the world, to end war and bring peace to mankind, but then I glimpsed the darkness that lives within their light. I learnt that inside every one of them there will always be both, the choice each must make for themselves, something no hero will ever defeat. Our choices will define who we are, far more than our abilities will. If you liked this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you are new here, and if you want to support my work, please visit my Patreon page. Hollywood women like Lynda Carter almost had superpowers in our eyes. So was Irish MacLeod. Why she had to have a male stunt? Let's find out from this video.